Two friends in the movie. 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 With Matt Sixto. With Sixto and Matt. With Matt Sixto. With Sixto and Matt. With Matt Sixto. Matt Sixto. Matt Sixto. Two friends in the movie. Two friends in the movie. Two friends in the movie.
Hello,
Hi, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Just fine. Welcome to the Sixto and Matt show called Two Friends in the Movie.
I'm sorry, let's gonna start that again. Welcome
Uh-huh.
to Two Friends in a Movie with Matt
Sixto and Matt.
and Sixto.
With Sixto and Sixto
You
and
know,
Matt.
I was thinking on the train coming in here today
Uh-huh.
that we sit here and we talk about movies,
Yeah,
but no one really knows us.
that's true.
Like, who are these people talking about movies?
And where do the accents come from?
So I think we should do a brief introduction of ourselves
Oh, yeah.
and make this kind of like a reboot of Two Friends in a Movie
With Sixto and Matt.
with Matt and Sixto.
Sure. How do we start? Do we talk about
So,
ourselves?
my name is Matt. I'm the one who goes first in the title. That's how you know me. I'm 36 years old. I'm a white American from Long Island. And I have the greatest movie taste
In Long Island.
since Siskel and Ebert. George Siskel calls me for advice on movies.
Is Joe Siskel dead?
I thought the other one was dead.
I'm not sure, but I thought he was.
He might be dead.
I think they're both
Well, he
dead.
called me from beyond the grave because he can no longer see these movies because ghosts don't get it. So he calls me and goes, please keep me up on what's happening in the movie world.
Right.
And let me introduce my partner. His name is Sixto.
No, it's not Sixto. It's
He-
Sixto.
He's the second name in the title. He's 48 years old.
I'm 40. 40. What? 40.
And
Born in the Dominican
no one
Republic.
really knows where he's from.
I'm born in the Dominican
He says
Republic.
DR, but do you really trust those people?
Listen here, Trump. Unlike Mexicans, Dominicans bring in drug dealers.
Cocaine?
Drug
That's
dealers.
Colombia.
They-
What good drugs do you guys have? Nothing.
No, dealers, bro. I didn't say we do drugs.
Yeah,
Crack cocaine was invented by a Dominican.
that was invented by a black guy in California.
No.
Have you ever seen the show
Snow?
Snowfall?
Yeah, and it's a lie.
I'm gonna believe Hollywood.
Okay.
Hollywood.
I'm 40.
48.
Dominican. I came here at age 13 in 1991, and I lived here ever since. And I have possibly the most amazing taste in movies
Since Sandy Canyon.
since Sandy Canyon. Sure. Yeah, man.
Roger Ebert.
Sure.
One of them.
One of them. Matt and I met here at our job.
It was very romantic.
It was a romantic rendezvous.
Took me out for a dinner at PJ Clark's. I had a hamburger, french fries,
Yeah,
soda.
yeah.
He had
Fish and chips.
fish and chips
Yeah.
with a water
With the water.
because he's a diabetic and he couldn't have the soda. That's how we bonded.
That's how we bonded.
That I could have sugar and he couldn't. He was always envious of me.
Is that true?
And then he learned about my movie taste, and was even more envious. And thought if he put his name on the same title as mine,
That it will rub off.
it would come as a team and not so much just me
Right.
and him.
Right.
So that's how we ended up here. He brought the
Sure.
microphone.
You know, it's interesting. I'm now that we're talking about this. How did we end up having a podcast about specifically movies?
Because we were on the train. and you were going to Jamaica, and I was going to Babylon, and we were
Right.
sitting there, and we were talking about. You were talking about the Kevin Smith podcast, and you said, "Hey, I'd like to have my own podcast," and I said, "Yeah, that'd be cool."
End of story. The
So-
end.
And then I was like, "Why don't we do one?" And you were like, "I always wanted to do one about movies, and I didn't have any other better ideas, so here we are."
I think that's it.
That's,
All right.
You know,
Well, I'm glad we're both very excited about this
we're
podcast.
very excited. We have a very good movie
you
for
know,
you today.
Today, out of any other days that we've done this, I really feel like we sound like the Sweaty Balls thing from SNL.
Sweaty ball,
Yeah, I sound like we're talking just like that. Yes, like the
like
Uh,
those two girls.
yeah.
I forget who played those people. Was it Kristen Wiig,
It was not Kristen Wiig. It was Molly Shannon
Molly Shannon,
and
Rachel Dratch?
yeah,
I think it might have been Rachel Dratch.
I think so too. And
And
then they
Alec
had
Baldwin.
Alec Baldwin. Yeah, so good.
Classic.
Yeah, classic. Anyways, but I feel like I sound very much like that today. I don't know why.
We're
That's
talking
what-
very soft.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, today we decided to. Actually, we kind of had a talk, which Matt,
A
Told me.
talk. We had a talk.
a talk. Matt kind of talked to me back and was like, "That's exactly what we do." But I was like, "Hey, instead of doing like movie reviews, why don't we have a movie like blog kind of thing?" And he said, "Yeah, that's exactly what we do."
I said, but blogs are written. Let me speak.
Yeah, but this could be a
A
Audio-
video blog.
audio blog.
Audio.
It's a video.
It's an Audible book that you can
It's an
listen
audio
to.
book, yeah. And so he said, "That's what we do, you fucking idiot."
Don't
and I
quote
said,
me.
end quote.
Don't
And-
quote me, bitch. I ain't said shit.
And then I realized, yeah, that's what we do.
Big up to Easy E right there.
Anyways, today
Today.
we're going to talk about a movie that
Surprise. Surprise! We're talking about a movie today. You guys didn't see that one coming.
that we both like a lot. It's called American Psycho.
American Psycho, or I like to call it the
American-
Dream.
Psycho, starring Christian Bale and the Joker.
The Joker
So it's Batman and the Joker in a movie.
in a movie.
Oh shit! I just realized that.
Oh, snap.
It's the two of them. That's awesome. It is based on a book written by
Christian Bale.
No, Christian Bale did not write this
It's a
movie.
true story.
Who wrote the book?
I don't know. I don't read books. I'm Audible, remember?
Oh yeah. Let me see who wrote the book because I think that's
That's an author. I think that's an author. We should come better prepared for our podcast.
yeah.
But we're not. We're
Bret
unprepared.
Easton Ellis is the guy who wrote the novel, and it is
A book with pages.
yeah, it's a great movie. Starts with this explanation of this guy trying to say talking about. I think if I have to make a point about what this
You have
movie
to.
is about, I think it's about American consumption, right? Sort of like Fight Club. It's about American consumption and how that makes an American white man in New York go crazy,
Did he go crazy, or is he just like
imagining
a
shit.
narcissist that has no emotions?
I think he's imagining these things, and to him they're real.
I think this just feeds into him.
Okay,
Like the
Okay.
lifestyle, the lifestyle doesn't make him crazy. He's already crazy, but the lifestyle makes him worse.
right, and it's an interesting thing because I never saw this movie, and as more than that, like this is what white people are like. That's
The
what-
white people are like,
This is what I thought for the longest time until I started meeting and dealing with white people, and I realized, oh no, crazy people come in all colors and shapes.
Yeah, but white people are pretty crazy.
Yeah, and it just is really is about consumption and what you think you can get away with, and what that world of being rich and consuming really makes you.
And the fact what do you call it? I know this is making for great conversation.
Yeah,
The fact that he needs to feel like he needs to be this certain person,
yeah,
which makes him crazier because then he's trying to be someone he's not every single day,
right,
and that's making him lose his mind more and more
right.
by trying to be this person that he thinks he's supposed to be.
I just one thing about the movie that I like a ton,
A ton.
that there is this level in the movie that doesn't make you understand if this guy is really imagining this or if it's really happening until the absolute end of the movie. You know, like you're going through the movie thinking like this couldn't have happened.
Like when he shoots the cop car and it just blows up.
Yeah, but like even that is just like I don't know that's such an the very extreme of it. But even the beginning of it when he's dealing with the hooker and he's like, hey, come to the house, and he gets the other hooker that he calls in the other hooker, and then he's like giving them instructions and talking about movie. And right before that, when he kills the other guy, right? Because he does it right before this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, all of these things are happening, and you kind of feel like, did that? Are this? How is he getting away with all this shit?
Yeah.
and then you start. The movie starts this constructing all of these scenes, and him going backwards into thinking he did this, he did this, he did this, and then he's tracing his steps so that he can clean up, and you realizing that none of it makes sense, none of it is happening like he thinks is happening,
None of it.
and but you're left with a question mark. I think like at the end, were you really sure that he didn't do any of these things?
Yeah. Like, and did he do some of them? Could he kill the homeless
Yeah,
guy?
like did he? Right, like did he? Did he? Is there like the head on the fridge is probably not true, but he obviously had a crossing with the hooker because she sees him again and she's like, I don't want to deal with you again.
Mm-hmm.
But is even the hooker real?
Yeah. Who knows? And all you know is that he had those fantasies, and then the secretary found the book with all the drawings in it,
Right.
with him killing all the women and stuff. So who knows? Like, it doesn't. I guess it's.
It doesn't really clear it up, but it really gives you an idea that it's not as exaggerated as it's shown to you.
Yeah, and again, I think it's supposed to not be real because then, like at the end when he's going to the apartment and he's like, "Didn't what's his name, Josh Allen, whatever the guy, Jared Leto, didn't he live here?"
Yeah, and they're
They're
like,
"No, what are you talking
no,
about?"
get out of here, no, ever come back. But even the reaction from the lady kind of gives you this idea of like this guy is obviously has a certain look to him that people are recognizing as, oh no, this guy is
Yeah, he's off.
fucking nuts.
And like when he does the confession in the bar at the end, he's like, "I killed him." He's like, "You didn't kill him. I had lunch with him last week."
Right, in London.
Yeah.
And the fact that he then turns out to be the guy that he wanted to choke in the bathroom, the one whose girlfriend he was.
Yeah.
Like all of these things, it's a bit confusing, to some degree, because you got to keep up with a lot of the names and who's who, so that you can just be like, wait a second, you're the other guy. So is he really you, like the version of you that you think you are?
Yeah, or to who you want to be, and
Right. I don't. It is a bit confusing. It's a bit.
it's a bit everywhere.
everywhere, but it's so genius to present in this format for this movie.
Yeah, it's like it's a bit everywhere, but somehow not.
Right.
It's like
And-
all put together, but somehow all everywhere.
And obviously, for anyone that's seen this movie, of course, this makes sense. That's the point of the movie, to keep you disoriented all through it. Even at the very end, where he's kind of like being like, when the lawyer is like, "What the fuck? Get the fuck away from me!"
Mhm.
Moment, you are disoriented as to what does it mean.
Yeah, no one knows his name, and they keep getting it wrong, and it's
Right.
just,
Right. He's a nobody trying to be super somebody.
yeah, it's very strange.
Interesting things too, visually, how the movie makes a ton of sense. There are all these cuts through it that really make you also, back to the same point, feel so disoriented, because
Mhm.
there's a lot of shots where he opens a door and then it's a door to the closet, there's nothing there. Then the closet that he opens where all the bodies were in there, like it just has a different dimension. So you really are at a point in your head where you're like, well, is this even the same place that he was in? Like, I don't really think, but um, of course, memorably, the shot where he throws down the what's it called, the chainsaw,
Oh, that's my favorite scene when she's running down the
and
stairs.
he's kind of like following her
Yeah.
from the on the top of the stairs, and then he lets it go. All of those shots have a certain symmetry that makes you feel like well, this is obviously the crazy part of him, but the normal parts with all the close-ups and everything is close up,
Mhm.
close up to his face,
His
close up to
eyes.
Derek Leto's face, close up to eyes, close up to the car. There's a lot on the what am I look? What's the word I'm looking for? The science of the shot, like the
Yeah.
construction of the shot, the composition. That's the word I was looking for. That really makes you. Sorry, I have gas.
Sorry, just adjusting my microphone.
There's a lot of that really makes you kind of go a little crazy. I feel like I was a little crazy even by the editing.
Yeah, it's something that you watch the first time. You're like, wait, what? None of that really happened. Like, what happened here?
Yeah.
And you have to go back and rewatch it and try to understand a little bit more each time.
And do you? Let me know if I'm crazy. Do you laugh
are
at any
crazy.
of the shit that happens in this movie?
I do because like some of like his faces he makes, like that
Right.
evil smile, and
Right.
how like when he was talking about like the Whitney Houston records and the Huey Lewis and the news records, and just like you kind of get like you're not this guy, and it's weird, and it's
I love. Well, I mean, and there's two things about this that make no sense to me. And one is somebody that looks like he looks in this movie will not be ignored. You know, like I don't buy that. So then at the end of the movie, I end up thinking, is this really what he looks like?
yeah, like I don't know if that's true. Like, is he this guy?
Right, because I don't know that somebody that looks like Batman can be ignored. I don't think women would ignore that guy, and I don't think men would ignore that guy. You know what I mean? Like he
Mhm.
has a certain presence to him. So then I keep thinking, then does he really look like that guy he was trying to choke in the bathroom that then turned out gay?
Yeah,
Like, is that what he looks like?
I think so.
And then he has this image of himself, which is what we always seeing this
Mhm.
image of himself.
That's why when he's looking in the mirror and he's like when he's having sex and he's like
Yeah,
doing
yeah,
his
yeah.
arms.
Yeah.
and, like, is he not really like? And the girl's looking at him weird.
Right.
Like, I wonder if that like in the mirror that's what he's seeing himself, but he's not really that.
Right,
Sort
so
of
then
thing.
it's like if he looks like the other guy, it's like, oh my god, if you're that guy doing that, it kind of feels like, oh god.
Because he's definitely definitely got some mental problems going on.
Yeah, yeah. Um, the other part of it that I was gonna say, I love that scene when he shoots the cop car and looks at the gun like,
You're like, huh?
oh my god, what is this? Even to him, that seemed crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the point when you start to realize like something's not right here.
But and actually, in the I think in the book, and I might be absolutely wrong, and if you can comment, you can say if this is true or not. But I think in the book, the shootout with the gun with the cops is the only real part of his craziness.
What do you mean by the real part of his
Like
craziness?
I think in the book there's a lot of shit that's happening that's only happening in his mind, and it becomes clear to you almost at the end of the book. But I think, and I don't know because I haven't read the book. I might have seen this like in a comparison video or something, where the part where he's shooting at the cops and the car blows up is the only part that he does that's actually crazy that he really did.
Like you think he actually killed those cops?
Yeah, and got away with it because I think and don't quote me on this. I might be entirely wrong, but if that's true, that'd be awesome.
That'd be awesome, but that seems the most craziness that like I feel like none of that's true. Like from when he leaves the restaurant after he breaks up with Reese Witherspoon, he leaves the restaurant and he's trying to get the money out of the ATM, and it says "Feed me stray cats," and he's got the cat. He's gonna kill the cat, and the lady walks
lady
over
walks
and he
over.
kills the lady,
Right.
and then he kills the cops, then he kills
The front
the
guy.
bellhop, whatever the guy at the desk. Like I don't think any of that happens.
He calls the lawyer screaming.
Yeah, and like You just don't like the cops just don't disappear. Like you just blew up 2 cop cars and killed 2 cops.
Yeah, that's
Like
right.
it's not just gonna stop chasing you.
But and it also makes me laugh that when that scene happens and the helicopter flying out, it's very Goodfellas.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like the helicopter's outside and he's like, "Oh shit, they're coming for
They're
me!"
following.
There's no helicopter anywhere. It's an interesting concept, and I think more than interesting, it really absorbs you, and I think that's one of the coolest things about this movie. And I think that's the greatest job that's done by
The movie.
no
Yeah.
by Henson, the director,
Hanson.
right? His name?
Mbop. Mbop. Doop dop dop doo dop. No.
No, Harry.
Harry Houdini.
Mary Harron,
Mm,
which is the director.
Mary Harron. The
Uh-huh.
little lamb.
Mary Harron had a little lamb, and I think that's one of the greatest parts of it is that I think you go a little crazy in this movie,
I think you go a
and
little
also,
crazy.
and I think it's seductive.
It's very seductive because it keeps you like
yeah,
because you kind of like feel for him a little bit. Like you don't get to know the people he kills really. All you know is him, so you don't really feel for the victims. You kind of feel
Right,
for him,
right.
Because like, is he a tortured soul who can't escape, and he keeps confessing and doing these things where he should be getting caught, but no one catches him and no one believes him.
Right.
And he's like, is it cries for help? Like, someone please save me! I'm gonna keep killing people, and everyone's like, get the fuck out of here, man.
and there's one part in the movie which is great when he goes with the what is it? I do murders and what is it? I do mergers and acquisitions, but he says I do murders and mutilations.
Oh yeah.
And then the lady goes, "What do you do?" Murders and acquisitions. It's like, oh, you do mergers and acquisition?
And like, does he really say those things? Cause,
Yeah.
Because like he said, like when he's eating dinner with Reese at the end, and he's like, "I have homicidal tendencies that I can't control," and she's like, "What are you saying, honey? Like, is he just thinking these things or
Right.
mumbling these things?"
Right. Or is it all like a picture in his brain, like
Yeah.
a movie in his brain that he's like, all right. But there is a quality to this movie. And I'm sorry to keep comparing it to Fight Club, but I
You
think,
should be sorry.
Yeah, but I think there's a comparison in.
I
in
think it's very
substance.
Fight Club.
In substance,
Yeah.
there's a comparison where it's very seductive to kind of feel like, yeah, if I could get away with it, it's almost like what's that movie, the Purge?
The Purge.
Like if I could get away with murder, and that's not me, and I'm not saying I want to get away with murder, but like in a
It's what you feel.
yeah,
Like
it's,
when he kills Jared Leto, because that Jared Leto character's such an asshole. Everybody knows the asshole they work with. They
Yeah.
just want to fucking kill sometimes.
no,
We don't actually ever do it, but you get to the point where you're like, man, it'd be so much happier if this guy didn't exist anymore.
I've never felt that, and it's a little extreme, but I cannot. It's an exaggeration of that feeling because there's a feeling of like, God damn it! If you weren't here. It's not murder. It's just like if you didn't exist in this environment.
If I had an axe and a raincoat, man,
No,
you'd be so dead.
no. The feeling is more like I wish you didn't work here, and then that is an exaggeration of that feeling where it's like if I could only kill your ass. And then chop your head off and put it in the fridge. I would be so much happier.
I'd be so happy if you were dead.
No, and there is that exaggeration is absorbing, but I think that visually, the visual sense of it, because the first murder you feel like, holy shit, guy, and by the time he's killing the hooker, you're like, this guy obviously has a problem, but you're laughing, and by the time he shoots the cops, I'm cracking up, dude. I'm like, this shit is obviously
Because
crazy.
now it's ridiculous.
Yeah, right. It's so ridiculous that it's obviously craziness, but there's a part of it that it just is the imagery of it, and I think it's the subject of it that is just seductive, and I think that is all done by obviously the movie itself, like the way the movie's built, the direction, the editing, everything about it that makes it like be like, man, this looks fun, and
I think the fact that they don't give you the answers makes it that much better.
Right.
Is that
right,
because at the end you're expecting like, all right, he's gonna get arrested. That's
Right.
when he's confessing everything to the lawyer. I'm like, all right, this is the end of him. Someone's gonna call the cops and this guy's gone, and nothing happens. And you're like,
Yeah.
Is this going to continue? If these are dreams, are they going to evolve into murders eventually? Like, how often can you think of
Right,
murdering people until you
right.
actually start murdering people?
Right.
So you're just left with all these questions.
And I think I just thought of something. Sometimes you have like images in your head. Somebody does something fucked up to you,
And you want to
and you
axe their head off?
no, but you have these images in your head when you like punch them and they get knocked out and then they're crying and they're like, "Why you punch me?" And
And
I'm
they
like, "'Cause
fall
I'm
onto the subway and the subway train comes and crashes their brain.
no." But I just really mean like if somebody bullies you when you're a kid, you usually go into these images in your head when you kick their ass.
And they fall on your knife 18
God
times.
damn it!
They
And
just fell
18 times.
18 times.
But though that I think that's also part of the same thing that we all connect to that level of it, like the level of it where you imagine somebody that pushes you around and you get them fired, or somebody that punches you when you're a kid and you punch him back and you knock him out. Like that's literally this feels like that. There's this feeling of like I'm getting to do the maximum extreme of that same sense, and I think that's what connects with you so much. Is this idea that in your mind you sometimes create these scenarios where you win,
You
even
win.
though there's no winning or losing. It's just a scenario where you're like, hey, I did this, I beat this thing.
I beat it. It's like
And-
when your boss harasses you for a very long period of time, so you fight back eventually and they get fired because what you said, you failure.
Yes.
Like, oh, I did something here that was good, and now this person is
Right.
gone.
It is exactly like
This
that.
person did not belong here, and I'm doing society a greater good.
Very good.
By taking-
Even though it's going to cost me never getting off of weekends,
It's gonna cost,
but at
but
least
society is better
it's
because
better
of me.
because of me. Yes, it's exactly like that. Except in that case, that hypothetical case,
Hypothetical, of course.
of course, you got away with it, hypothetically. But there are images in your head where you're like, if somebody says something to you, you say something very witty back, but it always happens like 20 minutes after it happened. Like, ooh, I should have said this line instead of what I said. So I think that's exactly what this is. I think this is a
Shut up, Becky.
Hey.
That's what I should have said. My Simpsons reference.
it is an idea that we all connect with because we all have, I think.
But I think it's an idea like we all want, but I think at the end of the day, he's a pussy. And
Yes.
he'll
And that's why he's so
never-
extreme. Yeah.
He'll never ever do any of these things that he wants to do
Right.
because he's too afraid to step up, and that's why he lets Jared Leto call him the wrong name, and
Constantly.
yeah, and how these people rag on him, and how he's always trying to like, oh, look at my card, and everyone's like, well, these cards are better, and
Yeah, right. Everybody has a
and
better card.
and he's just quiet about it, and so I think none of this actually happens. I think it's all in his mind,
Right.
but he definitely is crazy, and
Right.
I feel if the story continued, eventually he would snap.
I also think that he doesn't. I don't know that I think the point that you made that's most important is that he is a pussy. He's a guy that never does anything of any caliber. So for him, that's why these things are so extreme and so vivid for him, because he is so far down the ladder that he has to go all the way to the top of the ladder in his mind to feel like, oh yeah, I'm this guy. I'll get away with all this shit. People will fear me, and I don't know that that's what he's looking for, but like, just I'm getting away with this shit.
I'm getting away with this shit.
Yeah, man.
In other American Psycho news,
Yeah.
they are planning a quote-unquote sequel or remake of the original American Psycho.
There is a sequel though, yes,
Well, I think there was technically a sequel, but I don't know.
with a lady,
Yeah, like a different version of the same story with a woman.
with a woman. Yeah.
But this is a sequel to the original flick.
Starring Christian Bale.
No, I think the same character, but I don't think Christian Bale is going to be in it. The remake, which will be directed by Morgan J. Freeman, not to be confused with the other Morgan Freeman,
Hmm.
is being prepped for a mid-May shoot in Toronto. It's Lionsgate's gonna produce it. It doesn't say. It said more sequels could happen if we make good movies, we could have a franchise here. I don't know why they're waiting 18 years to make a sequel. There's not much details of what the sequel is about or who's in it. It hasn't even started shooting yet, but the planned sequel seems to be in the works and moving along. It's disappointing.
Yeah, I don't. Nobody needs that.
Yeah, it's not a movie that has sequel. You're
It
not
doesn't have
supposed to have
sequel-
that.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
why it's so good because you don't know what happens afterwards.
Right. It doesn't have sequel. Sequel. What is it? Sequel substance or whatever. you
Yeah,
wanna call it,
it ruins the original because
Right.
if you find out what he turns into, then you don't have that speculation anymore.
Right.
And the ending now is stupid
Right.
because it doesn't make any sense because you're just like, oh, this is what happens.
Yeah. And I know we've talked about the genius of that being left open, but that is genius.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's the point of the movie.
the
That's
point
what
of the
ties it
movie.
all together. Is that you don't know if any of this stuff really happens or who this person is or how he's going to react.
or if he did any of it, like any at all,
Any.
like even one, like even if he did one, like the bum in the street, like any at all, did he do any of
Or
it?
any of it. Is he sleeping with that guy's girlfriend? Is Reese Witherspoon really his girlfriend? Like,
Right.
Or does she really look the way she does in the movie?
Like nothing, you everything is up to interpretation.
Yeah.
Because everything is crazy in this movie. I am. There are certain things that you can remake, and we've talked about this before. Like you can have remakes and you can have sequels that make sense. I will always applaud the Blade Runner sequel because it moved the story forward. But an American Psycho sequel, when we already had an American Psycho sequel and it didn't work, it's just somebody being like, I love this movie and I can tell you I can do better than the other person that did a sequel already.
Yeah.
No, you can't because that movie doesn't deserve one.
Doesn't
Leave
need
it
one.
be. Leave it be.
It ruins this is an artistic movie, an interpretation movie, something you ponder and try to figure out, and everyone can have their own interpretation of what exactly happens. But if you sequel it, it ruins
loses
the
all
original.
the magic, right? And look, I'm not comparing this to this other movie I'm gonna mention, but only within this instance of what we're talking about. It's like making a sequel to Lawrence of Arabia.
Yeah,
How can you?
you can't.
But why would you? And it's not the most important part. Why would you?
Why?
And even if you're gonna make a remake, why would you? The movie already takes place in the 80s, like it's supposed to. You know,
Mhm.
like late 80s.
Late 80s, yeah.
And so you're gonna make a movie that takes place in the late 90s? Like I don't care about that. It doesn't need to be.
It doesn't-
This movie,
yeah.
leave it alone. It
You're
already
trying to
works.
sell the name. That's
Right,
it. You
right.
have no ideas. You want to make a movie that makes money. You're trying to sell the name.
And that's why movies like I was thinking about the essence of a movie that you don't need to change. You don't need to remake. The essence of this movie is a late 80s movie that already took place. It was perfectly done. It's like, and this is going to sound weird because it's a weird jump on it, but it's like what you said. You don't have any original thought and you're stealing the name.
Mm-hmm.
It's like taking a character like James Bond, and I was arguing yesterday. They want Idris Elba to play James Bond, and they're talking about
Yeah, I
it.
heard that. Yeah.
And I think this is not a racial thing at all because I am black myself. But you can't.
Dominican.
Well, but skin color. I mean, I'm brown, and I have an afro.
He's got an afro.
In the same vein of like not creating anything new. It always and reusing a name. It makes me angry that James Bond thing, not from a racial perspective, but James Bond. Well, the only racial perspective about James Bond is that he needs to be white
Yeah.
because James Bond only gets away with what he does because he's a white man moving through the world. So if you're a black man moving through the world, you call attention.
You'd be highly suspicious.
Well, but not only that, but like you call attention if you get into going to places where mostly rich white men get into.
Mhm.
So that
Why be out of place?
why don't if you want to do that, why don't you make a character for Idris Elba where you can talk about those things and make him black and not call him James fucking Bond.
Yeah, make it a similar character, but not a James Bond character.
Right, just make a James Bond like character that's for Idris Elba, and then you have the luxury of making him the black guy that does that. Not a black version of James Bond, but a black guy that does those things.
I'm Bond. Black Bond.
but also you can't just sell me because the name is James Bond. Making James Bond black or Asian or Latino takes away from James Bond himself. So you're not selling the name. What you're doing is you're creating controversy.
Yeah, and the James Bond point, the series is dying. They made a mistake with that other guy because he wasn't James Bond; he was an action hero.
Right.
So it was more now the suave, debonair Casanova type of character
Right.
went away, and it was a Jason Statham type character where
Right. Right.
he could do anything. He could fly out the window and jump into a helicopter and still kill the bad guy in the subway. And so I think they're trying to reinvent back to a sex symbol type of player.
And but you can do that and not use Idris Elba. And I think in the same point with this thing, why are you giving me a new American Psycho? Why can't you make something original that's in the vein of American Psycho,
Mhm.
and it has the same elements of it? And make something
like
new.
Fight Club.
Yeah,
American Psycho and Fight Club are very similar, but two completely different movies.
Right, and they're also two different points of view of the same subject.
Yeah.
So make a third different point.
Think,
Yes.
be creative.
Make a third point of view of the same subject, and then give it to me so that I can see it. Already, the Psycho 2 already, Mila Kunis didn't sell it,
Yeah.
and the name didn't sell it.
The rest, the Jurassic Parks didn't,
No, the Jurassic Parks are garbage. Even though the one before last made up all the money in the world.
We gotta get going today. This
Yeah.
was a fun podcast for
Yes.
everybody.
Yes.
We will see you next week,
Yes,
and then the week after,
we will.
and the week after on the streets of
Oh, yeah.
Manhattan.
Oh yeah.
But the next podcast won't be for another 3 months.
Well, for Two Friends in a Movie, I've been Sixto Reynoso.
And I've been Matt / Gene Siskel Lambertina.
Ugh.
And this is Two Friends in the Movie, Matt and Sixto.
Bye.
Two friends in the movie. 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 With Matt and Sixto. With Sixto and Matt. With Matt and Sixto. With Sixto and Matt. With Matt and Sixto. Matt and Sixto. Matt and Sixto. Two friends